It's Monday morning in Tokyo. Rush hour. The stations are overflowing with people in black suits. Students half asleep. Office workers gripping coffee cups. Train doors opening and closing every few seconds. Everything feels normal, routine, predictable, safe. Now imagine standing inside one of those subway cars, packed shoulder to shoulder with strangers, when suddenly, the man beside you quietly drops a newspaper-wrapped package onto the floor. You barely notice him. He looks ordinary, calm, almost forgettable. Then, he takes the tip of his umbrella and punctures the bag. Once. Twice. 3 times. The train doors open. He steps outside. The doors close. And within minutes, people around you begin collapsing. Someone starts coughing violently. Another person falls to the floor. A woman claws at her throat trying to breathe. Passengers begin screaming, eyes burning. Bodies stumbling blindly through the station. And somehow, the poison keeps spreading. Because terrified people escaping the train unknowingly carry it with them into the rest of the city. That morning, Tokyo itself started choking. Tonight, we are going to talk about AUM SHINRIKYO. Welcome to the podcast you can't unhear. Long before the subway attack, long before the cult, long before Tokyo became a city filled with people collapsing in underground stations, there was just one boy. A nearly blind boy named Chizuo Matsumoto. Born in 1955 in Kumamoto Prefecture, Japan, he grew up poor. One of 7 siblings. And from the beginning, his world already felt separated from everyone else. Because Chizuo suffered from glaucoma, his left eye was completely blind. His right eye could barely see. So he was sent to a school for visually impaired children. And honestly, isolation shapes people in strange ways sometimes. Especially children. Some become quiet. Some become withdrawn. But Chizuo became controlling. Even as a teenager, classmates described him as manipulative and cruel. He bullied weaker students, extorted money from them, beat children who refused to obey him. And what's unsettling is how early the pattern started. Power, control, domination. Like the foundations of the cult already existed long before the religion itself did. After graduating, Chizuo studied acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine. This is the dangerous thing about intelligent people with unstable minds. Because he wasn't lazy. He wasn't incompetent. He was disciplined, focused, capable of mastering things quickly. He eventually got married, had 6 children, built a life that from the outside looked almost normal. But underneath it, there was still this growing obsession with power and spirituality. In 1981, he started illegally selling medicine without a license, which already tells you something important about him psychologically. Rules only mattered if they benefited him. Then, over the next few years, his interests drifted deeper into religion, meditation, yoga, prophecies, mysticism. Eventually, in 1987, he traveled to the Himalayan mountains to meditate. And this trip changed everything. Because after returning to Japan, Chizuo claimed he had experienced enlightenment. Not ordinary enlightenment, Special enlightenment. The kind that made him believe he was chosen. So he changed his name from Chizuo Matsumoto to Shoko Asahara. When you read enough cult stories, cult leaders almost always reinvent themselves first. New name, new identity, new mythology. Like shedding an old human skin. Soon after, he founded AUM SHINRIKYO, the supreme truth. At first, it probably looked harmless to outsiders. Meditation, yoga, spiritual awakening. The kind of thing stressed young people in the 1980s might genuinely search for. But underneath the spirituality, something darker was growing quietly. Because AUM SHINRIKYO didn't just teach enlightenment. It taught apocalypse. Shoko blended Buddhism, Hinduism, Christian Armageddon, Nostradamus prophecies, and slowly convinced followers that the world was approaching the end. And according to him, only his followers would survive. That's the terrifying thing about apocalyptic cults. Once people genuinely believe the world is ending, morality starts collapsing. Anything becomes justifiable if you think you're saving humanity. Even murder. And Shoko's followers truly believed he was supernatural. He claimed he could levitate, read minds, see through walls. There are actual photographs of him sitting cross-legged, supposedly floating above the floor. Looking at those photos now feels surreal, because millions of people today would instantly recognize it as manipulation. But back then, thousands believed him completely. At its peak, AUM SHINRIKYO claimed around 40,000 followers worldwide. Many were highly educated too. Scientists, engineers, doctors. That's another uncomfortable truth about cults. Intelligence doesn't automatically protect people from manipulation, loneliness, fear, uncertainty, the need for purpose. Those things can overpower logic very easily. Inside AUM SHINRIKYO, followers were encouraged to cut ties with their families completely. Parents, siblings, friends. Anyone outside the cult slowly became impure. That emotional isolation is one of the first signs a group is becoming dangerous. Because once someone's entire emotional world exists inside one ideology, leaving starts feeling psychologically impossible. Some recruits attended something called madness camp. 10 days of psychological pressure, sleep deprivation, harsh conditioning. Many people left traumatized. Some required psychiatric treatment afterward. Others never left at all. According to reports, people who tried escaping the cult were sometimes eliminated. Not just them, their families too. The goal was terrifyingly simple. Erase witnesses. Erase loose ends. Erase doubt. Then, in 1989, Japan officially recognized AUM SHINRIKYO as a religious organization. Legalization gave them protection, tax benefits, religious immunity. Authorities suddenly couldn't investigate them easily unless major crimes occurred, which basically allowed the cult to grow in the shadows uninterrupted. And grow it did. Their wealth exploded. Millions. Eventually, billions of dollars in assets. They opened branches internationally, especially in Russia. At one point, AUM SHINRIKYO looked less like a cult and more like a corporation preparing for the end of the world. Then Shoko started making prophecies. He claimed World War III was coming, that America would destroy Japan with nuclear weapons, that civilization itself would collapse. The apocalypse date kept changing. 1996, then 1997, then later 2012. And eventually, something inside him shifted psychologically. Because when the world refused to end naturally, Shoko decided he would help end it himself. In 1993, cult members attempted spraying anthrax from the roof of a Tokyo building. Fortunately, the attack failed. Nobody died. But the terrifying part is realizing this wasn't symbolic anymore. The cult had crossed into terrorism. Then, 1 year later, summer 1994, the atmosphere inside Matsumoto, Japan, felt strangely peaceful. Hot weather. Windows open. Families asleep. Then, at 10:30 p.m., AUM SHINRIKYO released toxic gas into the city, targeting judges overseeing legal cases against the cult. People woke up, unable to breathe. Birds fell dead from the sky. Entire neighborhoods started collapsing into panic. 7 people died initially. Many others suffered permanent neurological damage. And somehow, the cult still avoided punishment. No clear evidence linked them directly. Imagine how dangerous that must have felt psychologically for Shoko. He had now tested chemical murder and escaped consequences. Then came March 20th, 1995. Tokyo. 8 a.m. Rush hour. The morning everything changed forever. 5 cult members boarded 3 separate subway lines, carrying bags filled with liquid sarin gas, wrapped carefully in newspapers. Hidden beneath ordinary appearances, one man carried an umbrella. Another adjusted his glasses calmly before stepping on board. And honestly, that's the scariest part of terrorism sometimes. How normal it looks right before it happens. Then, simultaneously, they punctured the bags using sharpened umbrella tips. The liquid began leaking silently onto subway floors. No explosion. No dramatic warning. Just invisible death slowly evaporating into crowded train cars. Passengers started feeling dizzy, then nauseous, then unable to breathe. People stumbled blindly through stations. Some collapsed on stairways. Others vomited blood. Train staff tried helping victims without realizing they were inhaling the gas too. And because terrified passengers fled the trains carrying contaminated clothing, the poison spread across Tokyo itself, station by station, platform by platform, like panic physically moving through the city. 13 people died. More than 6,000 were injured. I think one reason this attack traumatized Japan so deeply is because subways represent routine. Ordinary life. Predictability. People drink coffee, read books, zone out on trains every morning, assuming they'll make it home alive afterward. AUM SHINRIKYO shattered that sense of safety completely. After the attack, police immediately suspected the cult. This time the scale was too massive to ignore. Authorities raided AUM SHINRIKYO headquarters, and what they found genuinely terrified investigators. Laboratories, chemical equipment, tubes filled with substances used to create sarin gas. Enough chemicals to potentially kill millions of people. And then investigators uncovered something even more horrifying. The subway attack wasn't meant to be the final act. It was basically a test run, a simulation. If they hadn't been stopped, The cult allegedly planned to spread sarin across all of Tokyo. Imagine that for a second. An entire city quietly poisoned by people who believed they were spiritually chosen to trigger the apocalypse. At first, Shoko denied everything. But eventually, members inside the cult started breaking psychologically during interrogations. Some confessed, some became informants, and slowly, the mythology surrounding SHINRIKYO collapsed, not into enlightenment, not into salvation, but into chemicals, fear, paranoia, and mass murder. Eventually, around 200 members were arrested. Shoko Asahara and 13 followers received death sentences. Years passed. Appeals dragged on. And then finally, on July 6, 2018, inside a detention center in Tokyo, Shoko Asahara was executed by hanging. His followers were executed shortly afterward. And honestly, there's something strangely empty about the ending. No final prophecy, no apocalypse, no divine revelation. Just an aging cult leader dying quietly in a prison cell after convincing thousands of people he could save humanity. I think what makes AUM SHINRIKYO so disturbing isn't just the subway attack. It's how ordinary the beginning was. One lonely man, searching for meaning, slowly realizing he enjoyed control more than truth. And over time, that need for control infected thousands of other people too. The meditation rooms, the chanting, the silence inside the cult compounds, all of it eventually leading underground into crowded subway cars filled with strangers who had absolutely no idea they were about to become part of someone else's apocalypse. Tokyo still runs those same subway lines today. People still stand in those same stations every morning. That might be the eeriest part of all. The world keeps moving, even after horrors like this happen beneath it. As always, stay safe out there, guys. And I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.